Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today, once again, I'm in the living room. The dog is slobbing on the couch behind me, and I am in the mood to play Quidditch on the Gamecube. This game was released in 2003, in between the release of the second Harry Potter movie, The Chamber of Secrets, and The Prisoner of Azkaban. And this one is an odd one for me because I don't remember this game in the way that I sort of should. You see, I was 19 years old when this game came out, but I remember it with the sort of the excitement of like a 10-year-old because, well, it's just fantastic. The prospect of playing Quidditch at that moment in the history of Harry Potter was very exciting. I mean, first of all, just the intro to the game is spectacular. Listen to this. It's Verdi's Requiem, I think the third movement. Is that not epic? And really, it underscores the fact that at this point, Quidditch was only getting more and more interesting and exciting. They had represented Quidditch in the first movie quite well, but with some slightly dated computer effects. The computer-generated Slytherin Keeper, I remember from the first movie, doesn't hold up very well today. And the second film improved on that as well, having better green screen and the way that they were manipulating the players on the brooms. And this was also actually before people started trying to play Quidditch in real life. There are now real Quidditch teams out there, unfortunately. You can play Quidditch for your university if you want. I think Cambridge and Oxford have Quidditch teams, which is a terrifying prospect, where people basically run around with a broomstick in between their legs. Yeah. So this was before that, but this game actually in part inspired that, because this game really helps you to get into the excitement of Quidditch and the prospect of playing the sport that you read about in the books, but also that you see in the movies. And so I think that's probably why I remember this game as though I was 10 years old when it came out, because it really got me very, very excited. Not only was it possible to play, for example, as Gryffindor or Slytherin, there's Harry and what's his name? Draco, that's it, Malfoy. But also you could play as Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, which is actually my personal favourite Hogwarts house. And from there, the game just gets more and more pleasing, because the thing I was most curious about when... Yeah, Slytherin. Let's play for the Quidditch Cup. Okie dokie. The thing I was most curious about with this game was how on earth were they going to relate the game as described in the books in particular to a playable computer game experience. Now this game is by EA, and at the time EA weren't quite so infamous and evil as they are now, although they were probably evil behind the scenes, I guess. But they were known, certainly to me, mostly for sports games, for basketball and for football games. And the first thing that I really appreciated about this adaptation of Quidditch is that it was immediately recognisable to me, in so much as the character that you're playing as has a little star underneath them, just like in the FIFA games. So they were using the visual vocabulary of sports games that they had established previously to let you, I suppose, have a little touchstone, a little anchor into how this is how we're going to play Quidditch. And from there, it gets more and more pleasing. So on the GameCube controller in particular, it's very pleasing mashing the A button to perform an action. So, for example, passing is pleasing and straightforward. Shoot! Shooting is with the B button, and on the GameCube controller, I'm just come on! There we go. On the GameCube controller, obviously passing with the A button, very pleasing. Shooting with the B button, and also actually when you don't have the ball, you sort of mash the A button to catch up with your quarry and tackle the ball off them, the quaffle off the opponent. Yeah. So that's the basics of gameplay, and as you can tell already, it's not that difficult, especially at House Cup level in Hogwarts. You can fairly quickly get to a point where you're routinely beating the AI. I rarely allow the AI to score in a match when I'm playing. Incidentally, actually, this playthrough is on a save file that I've recently had to reconstruct because my old save file was sadly corrupted on a Gamecube memory card. That's a whole other video. But anyway, so I haven't yet unlocked the Quidditch World Cup when things get a little bit more difficult. But really, the House Cup, playing against each of the different house teams, Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, is like an extended tutorial, really. And so it's not. I don't think it's meant to be that difficult. As you continue to play, though, you can unlock through sort of set practice levels and sessions different abilities, including, for example, dodge, which is the X button, the sort of the kidney-shaped button on the GameCube controller. That allows you to get a burst of speed if someone's trying to hit you with a bludger, for example. There is using a bludger, which is the Y button, the Y kidney-shaped button on the GameCube controller, and that one literally allows you to fire a bludger at someone. In fact, let's give a go at that. So let's let the goalkeeper practice someone and go and hit a bludger, and I can direct it with the D stick, the joystick, and sadly they dodged it. So I'm going to have to tackle them. There we go. And then there's also special move, which when you don't have the ball and you press B near someone who has the ball, near an opponent, you sort of take it off them in like an elaborate way. In fact, let's give it a go, shall we? Oh, there we go. Voila. So you sort of direct a whirlwind towards them using the joystick, and then you get a little animation of tackling the quaffle off the opponent. There's also, as we just earned in our play, because we're passing so much, the team special move. And the team special move, don't let them shoot! The team special move is the Z button, which is just above the right-hand shoulder button on the GameCube controller, the little purple button, and that basically is an animated triple point score. So it takes the game suddenly away from you, suddenly you're just sort of watching a video, basically. It's quite pleasingly violent, but your team scores 3 times in a row. There we go. So they added mechanics on top of the basics of passing, tackling, and shooting to actually, again, sort of bring the game of Quidditch to life. And this is precisely what I was, I guess, most curious about. I wasn't concerned about it. At this point, I think computer games were always exciting, very rarely concerning. For me, anyway, at this point in my life. But I was curious about it, and this is how they did it. They did give you control over a bludger, so the beater rather, so to hit the bludger. They did allow you to tackle the ball in interesting ways, and you did get exciting sort of special moves when you unlocked them. Now, the game is timed. Well, actually, I suppose in the Harry Potter world, the game goes on for as long as it takes for the I got bludgered, for the Seeker to find the golden snitch. But obviously, in a computer game, they couldn't have it go on for days and days and days because you're not actually controlling the Seeker. What happens is the game has a sort of a set time limit, and that limit is expressed by the 2 halves of the snitch there at the top of the screen coming together. When they come together, the team who has the most points gets a sort of a charge boost on a mini game that is all about the Seeker trying to get hold of the golden snitch. So the game won't go on forever, but basically, if I was playing against, for example, my brother, and we used to play this all the time against each other, it was very, 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 very competitive, and actually kind of frustrating. It was quite a low-scoring game because we got very good at tackling each other, actually. So the quaffle was spending most of his time in the middle of the pitch, as opposed to actually going to one end or t'other. But yeah, so basically, if both teams are scoring points, then the Golden Snitch will meet somewhere in the middle, and both seekers will have roughly the same amount of boost to draw upon. Whereas, as I say, if you're playing against the AI, especially in Hogwarts, really you're doing quite badly if they've got any points at all. But I mean, that might just be because I'm so good at this game. Who knows? So we're getting close. There we go. Score. There we go. Now, in the Quidditch World Cup, when you've got the House Cup from Hogwarts, you get sort of tickets to go to the Quidditch World Cup, and you get to play as the different teams. And I really appreciated the nationalities that were included. It was very representative of, I suppose, especially the old world, so European wizarding and witching, countries, this kind of thing. But also, I really appreciated the themed pitches, icy pitches and fiery pitches and so on and so forth. So it was very pleasing to play. Anyway, so this is the mini game where you're playing as a seeker, and unless you press A to boost, you're sort of just following in the golden trail of the snitch. And if you leave the trail, the boost isn't being replenished. But if you are in the trail, it is being replenished. So you can press A to use the boost, and then go back into the trail, and it's replenished like that. Anyway, press A to use the boost, and B to catch the snitch, and there we go. Little animation. Now, unfortunately, the animations are basically the same. And this is very much because this is a game of its time. So that sort of seeker catching the snitch, this sort of after-match stuff, all they really do is change out the models. So instead of having, if you're not playing Slytherin, you wouldn't have, for example, Draco looking like a sourpuss there, having lost. You'd have someone else. So that can get a little bit tiresome, if I'm honest, seeing the same animations over and over again. And eventually, you will get bored of playing this game because you get to know the rhythm. And in that sense, it's kind of similar to, like the EA basketball games. If you were good, so if you were good and you'd learn the rhythm of those games, it's kind of easy to get a high scoring game against any of the AI in basketball. But that's not the point, I think, of this game, or certainly not the thing that keeps on bringing me back to it. It's the fact that this game affords you a brilliant experience, a Quidditch experience, which you can't get anywhere else. And that's why I always come back to it. That's why, actually, at one point I did sell this game, and I rebought it a few years later because I couldn't live without it. So we have house challenges, and these are themed. So we have basically different ways of learning to use different aspects of play. So we have passing, tackle and shoot, the seeker, so that's the boosts mini game we just played, beaters and bludgers, how to use those, and then special moves and combos. So
name's Grant Page, Ravenclaw Keeper.
Ravenclaw Keeper, okay.
This challenge is all about passing and scoring.
There we go. So there is the techniques of the game, the abilities of the game are sort of revealed to you through these house challenges.
This challenge is all about using combination moves, combos. Controlling your chasers, you need to direct one or more combo passes into the scoring area. You then need to pull off a volley shot to score a goal. I'll be there trying to stop you. If you fail to perform a volley shot, or I save your attempt, there will be a time penalty. But if you're successful 3 times, you might just get that school record for Ravenclaw.
Oh, that's really hard. Okay. So combo pass, shoulder button and A. And then... Oh dear. So you see, there is a certain amount of depth to the game. to the gameplay, depth which you wouldn't necessarily expect. Okay, that worked. Oh, it wasn't very good though.
A new Quidditch card? Well done.
And there are unlockables in the game as well. So Quidditch cards, which, well, actually, there are Quidditch cards for each house team. There are special Quidditch cards, and there are Quidditch cards for the World Cup. So you can unlock holographic, or you know, as in the movies and the books, I guess, holographic versions of the. Well, actually, I suppose it's just a 3D model, but on a card of the player or of the different players. I'm going to try that again, I think. Combo buttons can be used, I was using the combinations, give big advantages during Quidditch matches. Yeah. I think I might try that again. Let's go to... Well, actually, first of all, let's take a look at the inventory. So, the inventory allows you to look at things like, for example, your Quidditch cards. So there you go, Hufflepuff Quidditch cards, 17 of 104. Total cards, it seems, I've unlocked. And one of the strange things about this game is that you don't use the joystick to select things. You use the D-pad to select things, which I find... Well, I mean, I remember that being a thing on the Gamecube. That was often a thing. It was also actually on the N64. Sometimes people would use the D-pad and not the stick in menus. But anyway, maybe it's just seen as more accurate, I guess. Anyway, so let's see the Slytherin cards, for example. Chasers, Keeper. And there we go. So you can tilt the card using the joystick. Voila. Now, trade. What's that about? Ooh. Oh. That's a Game Boy Advance feature. That's quite cool. Okay, so you could trade cards with your friends via the Game Boy Advance. We have Remembrall. That's just handling your save files. Quite cute, I think, in that sense. And we have special moves, which... okay, double tap A, double tap L and R and B for the Fimbra Flick. Chelmundistan Charge. Okay. Press B for the Sabrin Steel. Spielman Steel. Okay. So that's your inventory anyway. Right, I would like to try the house challenge if possible. I'll try the house challenge again. So, Ravenclaw. Oh, you're not going to let me. Oh. Okay.
Ready for a match against Gryffindor, eh?
I guess we are. Sorry, Harry, I had to cut you off there. So you see, it's got all the atmosphere and the energy of the Quidditch as in the movies, I guess. And for me, that was brilliant, and it was really exciting. And in some respects, I'm amazed that this game hasn't been, transferred to later consoles, onto the Xbox 360, for example, and so on and so forth. Anyway, onto charged passes, I think. Hold the A button. There we go. Don't want to lose to Gryffindor. Come on. And there we go. So, see what I mean? Like even the celebration animations, they get a bit samey, a bit tiresome after a while. But I suppose what I would say is, even if this game doesn't look like the most exciting thing you can imagine, that's not the point. This game is all about the experience of playing it, and the experience of in that sense, playing Quidditch, So, tackle, and let's try one of these. Combo 1, combo 2, and... Okay. I've unlocked a special move. Press B, move the whirlwind, and There we go. Been tackled. That's it. Tackle back. The commentary is also welcome. I remember, and I don't know if many people out there will remember this, but I remember that there was a time, I guess in the mid-90s, when commentary, and especially in football games, for example, was becoming more and more common. And I remember being so excited when the World Cup 90, would it be 98? Football game on the N64 came out, and it had commentary. I was like, this game's got commentary? So cool. And oh, can I dodge? Can I dodge? Can I dodge? Oh. So having a little bit of a little bit of commentary was very welcome at the time. It was still novel for me, at least, you know. These days, of course, everything all sports games have commentaries. Anyway, activated the team special move. Nice 30 points for me. Oh. Actually, I'd be much more interested in football if they played a Viking horn every time someone scored a goal. Wouldn't that be cool? Okay, and oh, saved. Combo 3 and shoot! Yeah! So that's 100-0. Gryffindor aren't doing very good. What about the so-called chosen one, hey Potter? Where is your messiah now, Gryffindor? Maybe I should be playing a Slytherin. Not Ravenclaw. Okay, I'm going to use the bludger and whack and... Oh! They bludged it out of the way. Okay. I also like that all the players get named as well. You know, they're named in the commentary. That's kind of cool. I guess Harry Potter's a bit like Star Wars in that sense. You know, everyone, no matter how small the role is in the movie, they all get a character name and backstory, and sometimes even a figure. Actually, a friend of mine has literally a walk-on extra role in Han Solo Star Wars story, and she's actually really excited about the prospect of maybe getting one of those obscure Star Wars figures made for her, as it were, made of her. Because like even there are characters in the original Star Wars movie that walk on for like, well, the equivalent amount of time, a couple of seconds, and they get a figure. So, you know. Anyway, Seeker's mini game. This time it's going to boost all the way and try and get there. Oh, so I've run out of boost now, so I need to just stay in the jet stream, and it'll build back up again. And it's quite a good sense of whizzing around the stadium. I quite like it, actually. Anyway, up we go, come on. Ah! Oh, damn it. So close. Got it. And here we go with the same animation. But again, I think really, if you haven't tried the game, you need to experience it. You need to play the game to really understand why it's so compelling, and why, as I say, why I keep on coming back to it.
It is with great pleasure that I
We've won that cup!
this year's Quidditch Cup from Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Those of you who will be attending this year's Quidditch World Cup, have a wonderful time, and don't eat too many fizzing Frisbees.
Woohoo! So there we go. Just won the House Cup. No biggie. No big deal. 4 Quidditch cards won. Match statistics, pretty good, I think. Although they did get a bludger hit on me, which is a bit of a shame. I'll save and continue, I think. And there we go. There's the dog. Oh, he's just licking his leg. Sometimes he licks other places, shall we say. It can get a bit distracting. So here we are at the Quidditch World Cup. We have England, USA, Japan, Germany, France, Australia, the Nordic team, seemingly ignoring the idea of Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Finland. In fact, they look actually quite Finnish in their dress. Anyway, Spain and Bulgaria. Although we need 65 cards to unlock those guys, because I think Bulgaria in the world of Harry Potter, Bulgaria are incredible at Quidditch and the Quidditch World Cup. So I guess I should play as England since there's no Wales. So let's give this a go, shall we?
Excellent. You made the right choice.
I already regret my choice. Nimbus 2000. So you know there are different brooms as well that you can choose at this stage. So that's unlocked. So the Nimbus 2000. I know we're not going to play the whole World Cup, but let's just try England versus France. That's a good grudge match, isn't it? Let's see what sort of a step up in difficulty this is. Because to be honest, I can't quite remember. It's been a while. Here we are, the Ravenclaw guys at the World Cup. And this is the English stadium. Very stereotypical medieval. Very, I don't know, sort of Disney in that sense. This is like a Disney idea of what Britain's like. Presumably from the Nordic realm is the referee. Okay. Oh. So, it is a bit quicker, it's a bit more difficult now. Come on, that's it, tackle. So you've really got to learn your techniques in while you're playing at House Cup level, because shit gets real. Oh, much quicker. Okay. Oh. Damn it. Oh. And so using the shoulder button and sort of double tapping the action button for passing and the B button for shooting gives you interesting effects. There we go. Come on. Interception. See, much lower scoring game this, isn't it? And so the ball starts to take on a glow, I think, after a while, and that's when you can score with a special. Come on, tackle. Combo number one. Oh no! I just activated my special move. The French. Yeah, I guess he's amazing. Okay. So I had it all my own way in Hogwarts, but it's not that simple here. Now, in my defence, it's been a while since I've played at World Cup level, so I literally just unlocked World Cup on camera. So they're leading by 10. Unbelievable! Come on. Oh, I need to pass. Oh, no, no, don't let them budge me. Ah. Unlocked a Quidditch card, that's cool. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh! I'm going to lose to France. Can't lose to France. Then again, I suppose France just won the Football World Cup, so maybe they're riding on a high in Quidditch. Oh, stupid World Cup goalkeepers being good at what they do. Come on, come on, come on! Oh, interception. Okay, pass. Come on, pass the ball. There we go. Boost a little bit, pass the ball there, and... Come on, come on, come on! Yes! Again, this game is all about the experience of playing it. Ah! Rats! Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. Got bludged. Okay, that's it. Pass the ball and... Yes! Just had to up my game a little bit. That's all. Just concentrate a bit more. Pass the ball. That's it. Pass the ball. There we go. That's more like it. Oh, interception! Oh. At least we're just about ahead. So you can see how when the points are a bit more even, the golden snitch meets much closer to the middle of the screen there. I mean, again, that's just reflecting how much of a boost your seeker will get in the final golden snitch sort of mini game. So they're starting to glow, which means we haven't got long. We get one more. Yes, there we go. 50-30, 60-30. Good interception, or good tackle rather. Damn it, damn it. Just need to keep hold of the quaffle. And the golden snitch has been found, so... Okay, here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Take that and party. If someone gets that reference, I'll be very impressed. Come on, come on, come on. Oh! Yes! Oh! Well, that's a relief. And there we go. Ravenclaw are excited because England won. There we go. Phew. That's a relief. And who England set to play next? We won't play that game, by the way. I'm just curious. Yep. But you can sort of see how hours were lost. Because it's the rhythm that gets you excited. You keep on coming back for that sort of sense of playing Quidditch. Ooh, okay. Round 1. So what's round 2 going to be? We're currently 3rd in the World Cup rankings. Okay. Round 2. England, Germany. Wow. Wow. It's just like they're setting up the grudge matches for these guys. Let's leave it there, shall we? Quidditch World Cup. It is a game that I cherish and absolutely makes me feel like a child every single time I put it in the Gamecube. If you haven't tried this game, give it a go. And I mean, also as well, if you've tried this game and you don't like it, comment below, because I'd like to know where the limitations are as well. Because I acknowledge that this isn't a fully rounded sports title in that sense. So, for example, the special moves, the team special moves in particular, are basically just animations that you trigger, and then you score 30 points. So there are, I think, this isn't the perfect sports title, but as a Quidditch experience, Quidditch World Cup is magnificent. As ever, guys, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.